And what I'm going to say is we got to stick together. Okay, we're going to evaluate everybody that's out there. We can still be spoilers in this situation. Look, our season's not lost. We can end on a high note. We're 4-8 right now, and we're going up against a hell of a quarterback. We can make his day miserable. And if we can make his day miserable, that's a plus. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with my future. I don't know what's going to happen with your future. But as long as we're here together, let's go out there. Let's fight. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Because remember, you're not just playing for the Chicago Bears. You're playing for 31 other teams. That is, and I want to make sure everybody stays healthy, and I want to try to win the game.
I know what you should be doing. I know what you should be doing, Keith.
What should I be doing?
You know how, like, in politics, you have speech writers. Like, you hear a politician make a speech.
You was fired up right there?
He didn't write that. No. It's just that you know how to do it without stepping in it, with hitting the right back. You should be a speech writer for coaches, for people in the media who have to talk to the media and locker room.
But that's what he needs, though.
That is what Matt Nagy should be telling the team.
Yeah.
We're in it together. I don't know if I'm going to be here or not. Okay, but that doesn't mean anything. We're evaluating everybody. You're playing for 31 other teams. Like, you got to do that.
It's great that you're evaluating
Get
everybody.
out there healthy.
Your evaluation is not going to matter very soon. First off, Aaron Rodgers. It's real, Aaron Rodgers. When I think about Aaron Rodgers and the Chicago Bears, I think about 3 words. I own you. Yep. I mean, that's what he said, right? I was reading something last night, kid, I want you to react to. Matt Nagy's passing offense, okay? An average of 173.8 yards per game. That's good for dead last in the NFL. By comparison, Sid Luckman from 1943 to 1947.
To be fair, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Averaged 189.5 passing yards per game. So what you're telling me is Matt Nagy's passing offense is literally less efficient than the Bears' passing offense in the 1940s.
I would like to.
That's where we are, Max.
That's good.
Regardless of whatever you think about
that's a pull,
fighting together, we're in this together, evaluating. That's all fine. Like, you can say all that stuff now, but, like, that speaks for itself.
Is that just this year?
Yes.
So I would like to know what it is since he's been there. I bet you it ain't far off. Since he's been a Chicago Bears.
Around 200 yards a game.
I'm comparing the 1940s passing offense to today, 2021.
That's brutal.
Well, I think we all know that Matt Nagy days are numbered after Christmas. I look, man, he got through Thanksgiving when there was reports that he would be fired after Thanksgiving. So he's got past that.
Good win versus Detroit.
Let him get past Christmas. And he already, look, it's doomsday. It's not, you never want to see coaches be put on the streets, regardless of what their final contract says, families, all those sort of things. But it's clear that in order for the Chicago Bears to take the next step within the organization, they've got to bring in the right coach, the right person. I don't know who that is at all, but it's not Matt Nagy.
Yeah, you know what? If Matt Nagy is still somehow the coach, Jay, based on the stat you just...
I don't think he's going to be the coach.
No, he won't be. But if he somehow were, based on Jay's stat, they should force the Bears to wear, like, leather helmets next year. They should force them to dress up like a 1940s team. I can't believe that stat. 1940s. They have fewer yards a game than they had in the 40s.
And you talking about Matt Nagy. How about Ryan Pace? I mean, it goes above Ryan Pace. It goes to Ted Phillips. It goes to the president of the team. Like, I think there has to be changes even made up above Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace as well.
And that may be the truth. They all may be packaged up and sent out. I just know that it focuses in on the coach because of the quarterback situation and the offense of non-output, much like you said. And what's so mind-boggling to me, without even looking into it or getting on the computer and just off the top of my rip, which means my head, is that a lot of these coaches that move to other teams after they had success with other teams where actual people like Andy Reid is really the one who is calling the plays, things of that nature. If you look at the history of those sort of coaching hires that are supposed to be these offensive juggernaut guru types that really aren't the reason that those offenses that they came from
weren't the play callers.
Or the play callers or the ones igniting the engine, they all suck and they're all bad. Literally.
So hire a guy with the headset who calls the plays.
Who actually does it. Actually is not like game plan and sends it out. No, I'm talking about actually is calling. Sean McVay actually called the plays for the Washington football team.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's why Sean McVay can make the transition from Washington to the Rams.
What is it about
be very successful.
What is it about that? Because you think the mastermind...
Coach Tony Dungy actually called the defense for the Minnesota Vikings prior to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I want to get to calls, but Key, I find this very interesting. What is it? You'd think the guy who schemes it up and has the blueprint, the mastermind, would be able to do that anywhere. What is it about the guy putting on the headset and actually applying it in-game in real time that makes that portable to other teams?
Well, the guys, because first of all, you've done it. So I know how to do it.
How to execute it,
how to call it, what to call, when to call it, what the right timing is. But what happens is we get so many of these people out here in the media world selling a guy. They're selling him. Like Shanahan actually called plays for Atlanta.
Does Bieniemy call the plays?
He actually calls the plays in Kansas City with, at times, some influence from Andy Reid. But he's calling the plays. He's designing the plays. He's game planning and presenting to the plays to the offensive unit. That is a real offensive coordinator. But what we do is we pump up the dude that, oh, he's a really great coach. He's a this. And then they get there because there's no way that statistic that Jay just ripped off is supposed to be there if I'm the play caller.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell.
By the way, Max, in the 1940s, it wasn't like a pass-heavy offensive league.
Oh, you think?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.